today's Christmas spot, we're going to be continuing along the look of the McFarlane Toys Twisted Christmas. Today we're going to be looking at Santa's little helpers, the little elves that do all of Santa's work. You get 3 of them in the pack. Wielding knives appears to be as well. Down below, we've got a picture of an elf saying, I don't know. Those body parts were there when I came here too. It's also drawn by Todd McFarlane. Another good indication that it's nice to have an open window that he's done with this entire line, that you can keep these things sealed if you so wish. You don't necessarily have to open them out of package. And granted, for this review, I'm going to open this up so you guys can get a better look. But I really like that they've done an open window. That's probably a really good idea on McFarlane Toys. On the back of the package, though, it says, for Santa's little helpers, inside the... Oh, these lovable scamps make sure everything is perfect for all the good little boys and girls, or little girls and boys. It says nothing, though, of what they do to the bad children. Perhaps that's where these weapons come into play. It says, inside the decadently distorted mind of Todd McFarlane, the holidays take an entirely different twist. Forget the warmth of Christmas past. McFarlane's Twisted Christmas transforms the characters you thought you knew, and the results are undeniably wicked. Other figures you can get in this wave are Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, Rudy Reindeer, Snowman, and Jack Frost. For more information on Todd McFarlane's toys, McFarlane Toys, you can go to spawn.com. So that's packaging. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this opened up, and we are going to have a better look at Santa's little helpers. There's more magic on the way, guys. Stay tuned. And what's so nice about this set is the fact that you actually get 3 different figures. 3 different figures and their own display stand. I've actually got all 3 of them on their display stand because they have a real tough time standing on their own. Let's actually have a look at... Well, you know what, before we actually look at the elves themselves, look at some of the other accessories that they come with. One of them is a knife. Very rusted, old knife. Still looks pretty sharp, though. They also come with a candy cane that also apparently serves as a bit of a dagger. All right, let's have a look at the 3 elves. Let's look at this one first, because this one is my favorite. I guess really, oh, there they go. I guess really I could have kept him for the last, but we'll just put these guys aside. The other accessory also that they come with is this very large blade, and it's actually not part of It's not part of what the elf is holding when you first get it out of package. You actually have to take this and just pop it off. If I can get this off without breaking it. It's actually part. You see, now that I got it on, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it off here. But really what you're going to do is this comes out on its own, like he's holding this rod on its own, and this piece is a separate piece, which for the life of me I can't seem to get off now. You know what, I'll just leave it on. But you actually have to slide the pole slightly up and then make sure that this piece slides in first, and then push the handle back up, and then just put the top part of the blade on. And it would appear that once you get it on there, it's pretty much stuck, which I guess is a good thing. The blade is very neat. I think that's neat. Nicely detailed. See that there's a bit of rust going on there as well. The expression on the face of this particular elf is very nice as well. Really good detail on the hat. His jacket, his elf clothes are all ripped and tattered. There's his eyes right there. And his elf shoes. He's also sporting his elf shoes. You would hope, you'd expect that he'd be wearing shoes, elf shoes. Now these are probably more accessory figures versus real, like, all-out figures. They don't really do a lot. The articulation on them is very minimum. You can get some movement in the arms, not a lot though. The head really doesn't look like it moves either. Maybe a slight bit. And there is a slight swivel in the legs, but you really can't do too much with them. I'm probably not going to give an individual rating for each one of these just because, well, you're kind of getting it as one set anyways. But this one clearly is my favorite. I really like the blade, and I think the detailing on this one is just really nice. We'll put him aside. He's probably not going to stand, so I'll just lay him down. We'll have a look at this elf, who is holding more so of an axe. It looks all weathered. He's got little strings kind of keeping the blade on, a little roping. While still keeping, I might add, some sleigh bells. He's got some sleigh bells and bells all over the handle. A really large bell at the bottom. We'll zoom into his face. This guy enjoys what he does. You can clearly see this guy really enjoys his work. He's got some earrings going on the side there. I really like the work they did on the hat. I think the hat's really nice. All of the elves have pointed ears. His clothes aren't as tattered as the first elf. Got some elf pants going on there. Some knee pads too. When you go sleighing, as it were, you got to make sure you protect those knees. He's got some bells on his shoes. The other elf had bells on his shoes too. Now his articulation seems to be, again, a small... You can get a little bit of movement going in the bottom leg area. His arms don't really do too much. Now you could probably take... Can you take this off? I don't think you can take the actual... I don't think you can actually take this off, the weapon. His head does mildly rotate. But again, he really... The guy knows that the guy really enjoys his work. Very creepy. I like that they're all kind of squatting too. They're ready. They're clearly ready to do something. Something not good, I'm sure. There you have this elf. I like the paint on him as well. Even though I like this one, I think that the paint on this guy is really top notch too. And finally, I'll take this guy off his display stand. He's got two blades. Apparently one blade is not enough for this elf. He needs two. Now he's got a little more articulation than the other ones seem to have. You can rotate the arms. You can't really do too much at the shoulder area. You can rotate the head a little bit and rotate the waist a little bit. But he's got two blades going. We'll zoom into his face. His ears and his nose are a little red. Perhaps it's frostbite. He doesn't seem to care either way though. Now he's got himself a green hat, complete with little bell. Got the warts and stuff going all over his arms there. He's got himself a nice vest. Again, knee pads, very crucial. And his elf shoes. The work on the blades is really nice on this guy too. You can see that they're really aged, and they've got a bit of rust going on there as well. I like that they still hold up. They still have a holiday feel to them, like they've got a little Christmas ball there at the bottom. Even though they're going to cut you, at least they're doing it in the holiday fashion, the holiday spirit. I really like this one. And you know what? I like all three of them for different reasons. This guy's got a lot of personality going as well. The display stand that they come with holds all three of them. Got some presents going on there, some paint application done to give it a little more detail. They've also got this poor doll. I don't know. This doll has really been destroyed. I first thought it was a gingerbread man. Maybe it is a gingerbread man. Whatever he is, he ain't around anymore. The one problem I have with the figure One problem I have with the figures themselves is that they don't stand very well. They don't stand very well. Now, one thing that's nice, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a 2 on the bottoms of his feet. You take the display stand, you can actually see there's a 2, there's a 3, and then there's a 1. So you can figure out which elf goes, on which display stand, or which area of the display. Now, having said that, I still find the problem though is that the pegs are larger than the peg holes on the feet. So when you get them on the display stand, you really have to apply pressure to get them to stay on there. I was relatively successful, I think, with 2 of the 3. The one that I really had a tough time was getting this guy on the front of the display stand. It was just something about the way he was positioned, and perhaps the fact that his peg holes were so small on his feet that I could really only get one of his shoes, one of his feet actually pegged into place. But if you get all 3 of them on there, we'll take the other weapons that they came with and just kind of lay them on the display stand. When you get them on there, you've got a nice little display piece. And again, you can't really go wrong with the fact that you get 3 individual figures in one set. And this would have cost you the same price as the other larger figures too. But at least you get 3 different, you get 3 distinct elves, which I really like. This set, I'm gonna give this set a 9. Just because you get 3 figures, you get an array of different weapons. All of them are distinct from one another, which I like too. You really can't go wrong with this set. Today's Christmas spot, we're having a look at the Twisted Christmas Santa's Little Helpers. Now, if by helpers you mean that they're going to help Santa, maim people, and perhaps they are Santa's helpers after all. Thanks for watching, guys. As you always do, stay tuned for more Christmas spots to come. There are still a couple more coming for the Twisted Christmas, so be on the lookout for those. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.